Next, you have your email signature. You have 1,000 characters here. I just wrote my name so far, but you can put in your full signature. You cannot upload a photo yet, but you can type in your signature, change the font, size, you can add color, and so on.
Will we have the ability in the future to put in a photo?
I'm not sure yet.
Okay.
They're working on it, but
I'm
not sure it's going to work.
All
Alright, so next you have map. Finally you have map, sorry. And it's just check the parcel. I say yes, keep this on. And you'll see why a little bit later. So finally, once you have these four taken care of, you would just simply hit submit. Now you see that little blip it just did? That's how I know it's saved. The only way, or the way you know it did not save, is if you get an error message. If you don't get an error message, it's saved perfectly fine. Okay? Any questions? Finally, we have the value map. I do want to show you this really quickly. The value map is the same value map that we had in Realist Classic, but this is just your way to put that value map on your own website. I will be showing you the value map later. But if you want to put the value map on your website, it is free. You just have to register. Any questions?
Is that where it shows the parcels?
It shows the parcels, and what the value map does is kind of like its own AVM. If you guys don't know what an AVM is, it's an automated valuation model. So if I type in an address of a property, it's going to give that property a price based on our own AVM. Now what that AVM is using is actually assessor record data. It's not taking into account if the property has granite countertops or standstill appliances or anything like that, but we are taking into account bedrooms, bathrooms, square footage, what homes in the area have sold for, and what they're listed for.
What was that acronym again?
AVM. A popular AVM will probably be Zillow, where they do the estimate. Yeah. Any other questions here before we move forward? Okay. So finally, I'll click search, and we're ready to get started with the fun stuff. We got the boring stuff out of the way. Let's go with the fun stuff here. So you guys see up top it says San Diego, California, and the recording date is February 4th, 2013. That is the most recent recording information we have for the county. Anything that has sold after that date has not been recorded. As you guys will notice, Realist is fairly on top of that for San Diego County now. We're always only about 5 to 7 days behind. Nothing more than that. If you look to the right, we have change region, and you get a list of all the other regions you can search. So if I also wanted to search Orange, San Bernardino, and San Francisco, there we go. I would just hit apply. You can search up to 8 at a time. I have 4 of 8. But notice their recording dates as well. They're way back in January. San Francisco was the 17th of January.
Wow.
And there was one in Alpine. I think they were really behind. Yeah, they're in December. December 31st.
No, that's Alpine up north.
No, yeah, that's Alpine up north.
Yeah, that's not us.
Yeah.
Not your Alpine.
It's Alpine County. Alright, so to get rid of these individually, you just simply click X. And then you hit apply. And we're back to searching just San Diego. Any questions here? Now under that, you have the quick search. The quick search is exactly what it says it is. It's just a quick search. You have 4 different fields you can search, but remember, these 4 fields do not work together. They're all individual searches. So I can search by address, or by owner name, or by MLS number, or by APN. Okay. If you do it by address, notice it does not have an operator. That means the address has to be in an address format. You can do house number, street name, and street type, city and state, or zip. It should put an or here, because you can do or zip. It works either way. But you have to have one or the other. Any questions? Next, we have owner name. On the owner name search, the way that works is last, comma, first, or corporate name. Right here, the operator says starts with. So if you click starts with, you can say is, but I recommend keeping it on starts with. Because if you don't know how to spell the client's name, then you can spell half of the system will finish it for you. So if I don't know if the guy's name was Robert, Rodney, Rogers, just something Taylor, R-O Taylor, I would put in Taylor, comma, R-O. And by hitting search, this will show me every single property in San Diego County with an R-O Taylor on the title.
Oh, how cool.
So there's 84 properties. Okay? Now what you guys want to take a look at is on my grid here, we have owner name 1 and owner name 2. You do need to check both, because I think number, where is it? One of these. But you see so far everybody says R.O. Taylor in the first one. There it is. William Taylor, number 8. It says William Taylor in owner name 1, but if you look in owner name 2, it is Roseanne Taylor. Okay, so it is checking both of those. Any questions at all here? Now really quickly, if you want to do more than one owner name, you just hit plus. I know you guys are used to doing comma with no space in between, but the way Realist works, you just hit plus, and now I can do another name. Okay. Any questions?
Is there a way to search when it's in a trust? You know, they do weird, like 2012 Trust 4.
You would have to put that in,
Okay.
because that's like the owner name.
Okay.
You would just have to know the name of the trust. There's no easy way to do it. But I could put in Smith or Smith family or something like that, but you're going to get millions. All right. Now, after owner name, you have MLS number. There is a starts with here. But I do need to warn you guys, this is not like Tempo and Fusion, how every search takes the same amount of time. Each search takes a different amount of time depending on the type of search you do. So if you type in half of an MLS number here, that will take a while because it's searching through all those MLS numbers to get what you're looking for. Okay. But with APN, you guys know how the APN breaks down? The first 3 would be the page number, or book number, sorry. Next 3 would be the page number. Then the next 2 would be the lot. Last 2 would be the unit. So if you know the first 3, you can just put in the first 3. It'll show every single property in that book, which will be a lot. But if you want to break it down even further, you can put in the first 6, and it will show everything. So really quickly, unless someone has an APN, I can jump into Tempo, and I'll run a quick search to grab an APN here. Let's do a search now, because I'm lazy. And yeah, why not do Coronado? Okay, so I zoomed into Coronado here, actually a little too far. There we go. And I'll just draw my circle. There we go. I want to make sure they're detached. Just my own preference. Okay, so the APN that I'm looking at is 537570. So if I go back to Realist, 537-570. Now I'm just a perfectionist like that. I put in the hyphen. You guys don't have to put in the hyphen. So you put in search. And there you go. It says more than 1,000 properties match that criteria. So I would say show the first 1,000. Wow, maybe I should choose a different one. That's way too many. Let's go back.
And
Let's
that
do.
didn't take a long time.
No, not at all. That one is really quick. So let's erase this and let's go to a different area. Let's try Chula Vista. It's always colorful down there. Now, 642-650. There we go. And there you go. See, it looks a little better. Every single property in that book on that page.
Oh,
That's actually why I told you guys it's colorful, but ignore that. I don't know why that's still on. I think I forgot to turn it off. Yes, I did. I'll explain this a little bit later. You guys got a sneak peek. But there you are. There's 64 total properties matching this criteria. Any questions so far? Any questions at all on the quick search? Alright, so let's move on to the My Search. Now the difference between the quick search and the My Search, here every single field works together. So now, even though I have owner name and APN, I can say for this APN number, that's 642, whatever I just put in, find every owner that has the last name Francis. So I can find Anderson Francis, or Francis Anderson, whatever way that works. Any questions there? The default search form, like I said, is the system My Search. The way this works, each search form will have a set of fields based upon that search form. But no matter what search form you're looking at, you have access to every single field just by clicking Edit Attributes here at the bottom. So if I click Edit Attributes, here's a list of all those fields. Just remember you can only do 30 at a time. Right here, we're looking at all fields. But if I wanted to break them down by section, like let's say foreclosure and distress, they're all my foreclosure and distress fields. So if I wanted to add a foreclosure stage, I click the X, and there it is. If I wanted to go up higher on my list, click, hold, and drag. See that? So I can just drop it there, so it'll be up higher in my list. Any questions at all? Then you would hit apply, but I'm just going to hit cancel, and that field will show up. Now the rest of these fields are pretty self-explanatory. Just like tempo, you click the calendar will show up here. You can go 3 months back and so on. And also with land use, it's a little different. It's no longer the actual codes, it's the names. So you have to have an open mind when you're looking here. I had an agent in East County looking for, he was looking for a gas station, that's what it was. A property where you can put a gas station on the property. Or the land, sorry. We looked up and down this list and could not find gas station anywhere. And it was actually under service station. So you have to think of every single name that it could be called because they would use it. Any questions? Car wash is easy. There it is. Or cemetery. I say cancel. Any questions on this search form so far? Okay. Now at the top of the search form, right above where it says System My Search, you have a little page. That page allows you to create your own search form. If you select all the fields and hit create, that'll be a search form for you just for the moment. The minute you log out, it will no longer be available. But if you would like this search form to be permanent, you would check the boxes that you want and hit save and give it a name. Okay, so cancel. And the way you would open those searches is the little folder here, open search folder. Once you click here, here's a list of all the searches that we have. The ones with locks next to them are the ones that we've created that you cannot delete. But if you created it, it'll have a little black X next to it and you can delete it. Okay. So here's all my different search forms. If I want to go to something different, let's say MLS data search. Click on it, I hit open. All it did was just change the fields that we're searching. Okay. Next to the folder, we have a disk here. This allows you to save the search, but when you click Save Search, you have the ability to save it as a form or a save search. If you save it as a form, it is a default template, or just a blank template. If you save it as a search, it's going to save the data along with it. Notice the system is smart enough to know I can't save this as a search because Ricky didn't put any data in.